As a nerd, introvert, solitude lover, etc., I needed something that I could make over and over and over and never really feel bored of doing it to sell at markets. Originally, I was selling my poetry and art, but for me, it is tough to create for others and produce hundreds of items. Plus, I don't like making art prints, and I'm very adamant about that. I'd rather make an original design on your jean jacket, skateboard, or even your wall than to give you a piece of paper of my art. It's not a satisfying process, and honestly, I feel like it's a complete waste of paper. Selling art and poetry at markets is tough. It's also much more expensive, and most people coming to a classic market want something they can easily afford in the moment. Of course, I still sell my art and poetry alongside my books, but they are usually used as decor, and it's great because my collectors find me at each of my markets to make their big purchases. I adore each one of them, though not just for buying, but because each one of them have actually had real conversations with me about why they connect to a piece, and that's impeccable. So I thought, why not do the thing that I've been doing since I was like 6, but much, much better? Making trash into practical keepsakes, incredibly unique and useful. Each one of my books can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 4 hours to make. I often create in bulk so not to waste too much time just on one book. The steps are pretty basic, but extremely tedious. From organizing paper by GSM, cutting them into size, measuring the thread, folding the paper, poking holes, finding a strong cover, decorating it, and sewing it all together. Not to mention searching for all the trash I could possibly find and organizing that too. I usually make 30 books in a day if I have the ability. This week, I decided it was time to put them online. I heard you, my dedicated clients. The books will be available online by the end of July, each one with descriptions on the type of paper and cover and what each book can be used for. All books are blank without lines or organization, meaning you can write on one page and sketch or paint on the next. The freedom to choose is yours. Selling is sad for me. I love each one of my books dearly, but I have to make some room for the new book designs I would like to complete. I really need the space. So I hope you are able to find one that calls out to you for yourself or someone special. It truly is a unique gift for all bookworms, artists, and writers out there. Anyway, I shall see you next time. Yours truly.
We had ourselves a little spa day, and it was heat treatment, so we did like different temperatures of pool and hammam and a sauna. The sauna was the best. Surprisingly though, it was 40 degrees outside and we went in a sauna. So it was kind of interesting because in the sauna, like, I wasn't sweating, I just felt nice and relaxed. Versus outside in the 40, 41 degrees, I was like just sweating from blinking. Yeah, can't recommend. The south of France is pretty, as in the landscape. The people are pretty chill, definitely more chill than Paris. I would never recommend Paris to anyone at any point in time, consciously and soberly. I would never recommend Paris. It's garbage. But Toulouse is gorgeous and totally worth a visit if you've never been to France, or if you want to come to France for, like, I don't know, a weekend to 2 weeks or something. Yeah, Toulouse would be my number one recommended place. My second might be Nice, but Nice is in a lot of hills, a lot of mountains and all that. And it can become quite the headache when you're trying to walk around the city. The easiest part of Nice to walk around is the shore of the Mediterranean. And even though there's a lot of stuff there, it's touristy. And if you're like me, which I'm guessing you are if you're watching my videos, you don't like the touristy stuff and you're more into seeing the villages inside, outside the city. But there isn't really much in Nice. Like, outside of tourism, there's not a lot. But thankfully, like every place, not every place, oof, I'm lying. Like most places around France, the landscape is nice. And so again, if you're like me, you prefer the landscape over people, and Spain is right here. So that's the other bonus of Toulouse. Although if you like Italy, then Nice is nice as well. Nice is nice. More than that, I've just been working a lot on my website and my paintings as well. And then, sorry, I'm just watching two butterflies dance with each other. Although I don't know if they're dancing, mating, or fighting. Because like a butterfly fight, is it violent? I don't know. Working on my paintings mostly, and updating my website because I want to add my books to my website. Oh, I guess I should show you some of my books here right now. One sec. So I believe the last time that I showed my books, I was doing a bookbinding tutorial. It was like 3 hours total. And that's because I went into like the most intricate of details. I don't think that video is public still. I think it's actually technically part of my Patreon, so I might make it public again, but it's long. So I feel like what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to create maybe like a step-by-step and a category by category, because there's so many different kinds of things you can do for books. I'm going to start with the smallest one here. This has a chain stitch, but it's hard to see because it's black. Oh, it's nice here. You can see it with the natural light. That's helpful. It's black and brown, but the paper is like a really nice paper. I think it's one of the more higher priced ones for the small pocketbooks because of the paper. Technically it's sketchbook paper. Yes, it is sketchbook paper, and I love it because it's like firewood, but then the colors that I included are like black, brown, and white, and it kind of goes so well with the cover, and it's one of my favorites. I have sold, I think, half the books I've made at markets because I only have half now. And sad moment, I feel like when I was preparing for markets, I was excited because I was like, yes, I'm going to make some money doing something that I actually really like making. Not that I don't like making my art or my poetry. I love doing that stuff too, but books are like one of my favorite things in the world, and I love the process of bookbinding. And I was going into markets like all happy and things, ready to go, and when I started selling and I realized people like them and I realized people really want them, man, I get so sad. Like, I just watch my books go. It's like, yeah, you gave me money for it, but my book is more important than money. I don't know if that makes any sense, and maybe it sounds cliche. Here's a second one. It's a little bit larger than the other one. But it's like hard. It's hard to sell something that you put your heart and soul into. And honestly, every book that I make, I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And then I realize I can't keep them all. Although technically I could. This one is also sketchbook paper. It's a lighter GSM. If you know anything about GSM, it's just paper thickness. Well, I shouldn't say it's paper thickness. It's more like paper density. And the less GSM that there is, the more likely it is to be a little bit more transparent. So therefore, this is great for ink, pen, pencil, that kind of thing, but I wouldn't hop on it with watercolor. But you can sketch, and if you're a tattoo artist, this is a fantastic book for that. The next one that I can show you guys, I'm just going to show you like 5. I'm not going to show you that much, and I'm already taking up so much time. This one is a Japanese style book. It's the #1 that people are most interested in because it is so unique. You can use it this way. This is the way that it's usually used, but I like it this way. It just kind of give it a notepad vibe. And yes, it doesn't, like, if you see this, you are supposed to fold it like that. That is natural, how it's supposed to be. And then so that you get it nice and flat when you open it. And it has a Japanese stitch, if you can see that. Ooh, ah. And the cover paper that I have there, it's nice and pink inside. And I believe this is all my tags. These are my tags that I made. This is the only thing I actually enjoy printing. If you know me, you know I don't make art prints. There's a reason for that. I can't stand the ink. I can't stand the cost. I can't stand the use of paper. For me, it's like a complete waste of paper. I don't care how fancy the paper is. I hate prints. I'd rather put my art on things that people are going to use, i.e. clothes, shoes, skateboards, surfboards. Please, like literally anything, even tattoos. I prefer to draw for tattoos than I do to put my art on a piece of paper. It just drives me insane, okay? Such a waste of paper. This, on the other hand, is a good use of paper because you can use it instead of just looking at it on a wall. So anyway, I believe this is sketchbook paper. Yeah, nice and thick. Mixed media, as far as I know. I think all of my Japanese books are mixed media sketchbook paper. However, all of my books you can write or draw in. It's up to you what you want to do. I am taking photos of all of these photos and videos to put on my website so that if you want to purchase these, then you can go ahead and purchase them. I will cry sad tears. I will sad cry tears. I'll do that too because honestly, I'll just be so confused that I don't know what else to do with myself. A little bit of stone. I have a mini version of this book as well. I guess I should show you the mini version. Uno momento. Okay, so this is the little version of this book. Tiny books are much more popular than I expected at markets. I thought I'm the only weirdo nerd geek person who likes tiny books, and then I had people come up and, like I said, half of my tiny books are gone. Sad times. But this is like the most common thing that people come up and say is, oh my gosh, I'm a tiny artist. I love it. It's perfect. Yeah, these are just regular paper, usually for little notes. And for my tiny artists, little sketches. The Japanese book, I have this little tiny version. And this one is sketchbook paper. Very, very thick paper that you can use. I don't know if I would recommend watercolor because it's so smooth on the surface. But like for inks, for acrylic, like with Posca markers, you can use this book is perfect for it because the surface is so thick you won't get any bleed through whatsoever, but it's too smooth for water to be used on it. But ink and marker, acrylic, totally fine. And then I just wanted to go back to the pocketbook here. So it does have a material here on the side. I don't know if you can see that there. This is a fabric that I used. And I just wanted to let you know that the cover of each of these books have a decorative paper, and then inside, usually, there's kind of like a hard surface inside. That hard surface is actually at the bottom. Then there is a waterproof thing in between, and then there's the decorative paper on top. So technically speaking, they are waterproof, as in you will not have a destroyed book if you were walking in the rain and it's walking like this, or it's against your chest like this. It will not be the end of the world. But of course, paper itself, we all know with any book that we purchase, it can be a little bit damaged. So just be careful with that. This one, I believe, has, what kind of paper? Oh, this is beautiful paper. Yeah, so that was like a number one question that I got from my, oh, hello, little butterfly. Another one was visiting me. That's one of the common questions I got from the market is, why are the prices so different, even if the size of the book might be the same? And it's simply because of the type of paper that is inside of each of these things. Like this one is a nice sketchbook paper, but this one is a nice writing, drawing type paper as well. This one I think would have a little bit more bleed than this one, but at the same time, it's not going to, like, if I wouldn't recommend watercolor on this. I don't think, anyway. You could, technically speaking, because like it's a pretty thick GSM. I think this is about 280, so it's pretty high. But this one is like the highest, but I would recommend it more for writing than painting. But of course, you can use it for whatever you want. It's a very smooth surface on one side, and then on the other, it's kind of thick, more rough. So it's up to you what you want to do. You do you. I don't care. Free will and all. And then the last one is one of my favorites, star of the show, one that I really don't want to let go of. In fact, at one market, I told somebody that it's not for sale, even though it technically is. This is what my book looks like. It's a pocketbook, one of my heaviest ones, and yes, it comes with the box. All of my books are made of recycled material, just so you know, and the papers are just reused. Usually I find them on Marketplace, on Kijiji, at garage sales, and people are like selling their ultra premium print paper, people who wanted to do art prints but realized doing art prints kind of sucks. Like, the whole process is not that fun, but I don't like to throw out things. And even for cardboard pizza boxes, I think I've used pizza boxes, electronic boxes. That's a very, very popular choice for bookbinding because they are so tough, the boxes. Any Amazon packaging, I've used a lot of that. This one I believe has cardboard, old fabric. The inside I believe is a hardcover from another book that was old and somebody was throwing out at a garage sale as well. So this is kind of what I do. Like, I go to garage sales, I find old books, I find old paper, I find trash, and then I turn them into this. And I really like it. In fact, I think I'm going to paint a little bit more on the front here. I feel like some of it is wearing out, but it has a varnish on it, so it's not likely to like fade. This is like, if you can see the lines in between, this was wood and cardboard. So there's cardboard on top of the wood, and then I put little lines into the cardboard. I put gesso on it, I put clay on it. I put a bunch of stuff to add the texture. This here is some clay and some acrylic that has hardened, and then I painted on top. Of course, you can see the wood texture a little bit more here. So all those lines I created, just so you know. That is not the wood itself. The wood itself inside is actually super smooth, but it does give that hard texture, and I love it. And then on the inside, of course, we just have the papers, just like the fire book I showed you before. And again, you can use it for drawing, for writing, whatever you want. One of the fanciest papers that I have. I love it very much. And you can see, like, it moves like this. This is not a problem. It's just, it's meant to be that way so that you can open it and open it flat. You see that? So convenient. And then there's like some little flaps for decoration. There's no need for it really, besides the fact that I wanted it. But that's kind of what I'm working on doing, taking some photos of those to put on my website. I think beyond all of that, I am just working on completing the large painting that I have here, as well as painting on some objects of mine just to upcycle things. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. I know this is a long video update of what's been happening, but yeah, that's what's going on this week. Anyhow, I am wishing you wonder and room to be yourself on this side of the world. Adios.